The longer I sit here watching and waiting, the more chance it's going to be me that gets that final piece of proof that solves this mystery. That's all I want to do in my life, solve this mystery.
Steve Felton parked his van here over 25 years ago to look for the monster.
If there is something out there, a creature, what do you think that might be?
Nessie could still turn out to be a dinosaur, but at the moment I see it more likely to turn out to be something like a Welsh catfish.
Just like this monster, caught recently in a river in Italy.
Now, this thing is the biggest freshwater fish in the world. It grows to about 4 or 5 metres long. They live for 100 years. We know they were released into some lakes in England in the Victorian era for sport. It's got a smooth back, which is what people describe here.
The hump.
The hump, the upturned boat type hump going through the water.
I saw this black hump come out of the water, and it's when it came out the second time that I thought that definitely there's something there.
He saw an object like an upturned boat. It turned, went against the headwind and disappeared. There were 9 witnesses.
And this is what they thought it was originally. A Jurassic reptile called a plesiosaur. And of course it was bigger, and you have to imagine it swimming through the loch.
And out on the water, I meet skipper Dick Rayner, who's been investigating the mystery of Loch Ness for half a century.
The thing we were looking for was between 20 and 40 feet long, with a long neck and hump that came up onto the surface from time to time. On the sonar, it'll be a huge echo. We're over the deepest part now. It is 745 feet.
Wait, look at that. 2 of them.
But Dick is not impressed. Just a couple of fish, he says. But what about this image, caught on sonar?
We have found the Loch Ness Monster.
Naturalist Adrian Shine, who has led more expeditions at Loch Ness than anyone else, last year struck gold. Using a kind of super sonar in one of the deepest parts of the loch, he and his team found this.
Long-necked, 30-foot body of a monster.
Actually, it's the remains of a huge Nessie created for a movie shot here 50 years ago. A prop, not a real monster.
Perhaps it's as real as they get.
Definite fake. 3 hay bales covered in tarpaulins.
And the evidence against there being an unknown creature here is stacking up. Most of the photos of Nessie are hoaxes.
A local guy took this. He towed a nice bit of fiberglass behind his boat. But this is the famous one. This is it. The surgeon's photograph, the iconic picture of Loch Ness. It's actually this little thing. It's a submarine with a plasticine monster's head on top of it.
And yet, the Highlanders who live here say...
I know many people that have seen things that are totally unexplainable, would not reveal for fear of ridicule.
I can tell you there are lots of people around this loch have seen lots of different things, but they don't want to go and make it public. They just accept that the water horse, the kelpie that's been here for thousands of years, is still here.
Well, I have said that this is dragon country, and that if there aren't any dragons here, then there jolly well ought to be.